Hey guys, welcome to another quick tip session with me. And in this video we'll be talking about basic color grading, retouching and editing for images you use for designs. Let's dive in real quick. So for this first part of the video we'll be using Adobe Photoshop, and this is a sample image. I got it on Pinterest. I do not have any rights to this picture, but we'll be using it for the course of this tutorial. So for starters, what we're doing here is to make sure that our picture is themed with the design, because most times designers use photographs that are not aligned with the design. Like, you need to consider your design as an environment where your picture and every other element has to blend in. They have to be comfortable in it. So color grading, retouching, editing is preparing your photograph for comfortability or conformity in that design environment. So in Photoshop we'll be using the camera raw filter, and we'll come to filter, and then camera raw filter. The shortcut is Shift Control A. So as long as your picture is open, you click on it, and then the dialog box comes open. So it has, let me open this. It has various categories of editing. As you can see, there's basic, curve, detail, color mixer, color grading, optics, geometry, effects and calibration. Now the irony of this video is that for the color grading of this picture, I won't actually use this color grading category or color grading tab. Funny, right? So what I'll just be playing around here is basic, detail, color mixer and effects. That's how I make the effects on my pictures that you see. So the rest is left for you if you want to explore the rest. Curve, color grading, optics, geometry, calibration, it's left to you. As a designer, you should explore, create wonders. So for starters, I go with basic. So basic contains the basic properties of that picture: exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, texture, clarity, and vibrant. So I'm just going to do a standard color grading and retouching on this photograph. And so we have the temperature here. Temperature talks about the weather effect on the picture. Here makes the picture bluish, which is cold weather, and then more orange, which is sunny weather. But it's just looked at custom the way the picture came, and then you can tint it, and then also tint this way. So exposure for your lighting and all that. So first of all, what I do is I increase my exposure to a certain eye popping level. It gets eye popping, so it helps me see every detail in the picture clearly. And then I bring my highlights and my whites down. This is relatively because of the effects I'm going to add with texture and clarity. So I bring the highlights down and then the whites. So next up we come to texture. So texture starts outlining the points or the textural quality of the person's face. So we increase it goes texture. And for clarity brings out those textures that have been defined. And then one thing you would always remember to do is, first of all, come down to detail And then on color noise reduction, I want to put this to the end, so it reduces the contrasting effects of colors in that picture. You understand? So it reduces the noise. You see two colors fighting together, green and red. It reduces. Most times you might not actually see it, but it does its work. If you know, you know. So we come back to basic. To basic, and then relatively the shadows and the blacks are for your increase or reduction choice. Most you can bring your shadows down to your blacks down to make the darker parts of this picture more darker. You can leave it default state. Same thing with your shadows, but another variation of the dark parts of the picture. You can also increase it to make everything shine and all that. Yeah. Then at this point, relatively, I usually bring down my exposure. So we bring exposure down to a reasonable level, so we can compare with the before and the after and see how difference we have, how much differences we've made. This is the before and this is the after. One has more pronounced details. So here you can come on with more vibrance on your final, on your after picture, or less vibrance, or more saturation. But I would advise that you do these things with care. Yeah, you know, you're not trying to do something too loud, do something moderate, So let's push our vibrance up a bit, and I think that's for basic. You could do the rest of your exploration. Then next we come to detail. We've come to detail already and increase the color noise reduction. So with this noise reduction slide here, you could reduce textural effects on the picture, make it softer. Be careful though, so that your picture does not turn out to look too unrealistic or looks like you use smudge paint on it. Yeah, you see how to let the effects show. And then you can also sharpen with detail, you know, make all of these things stand out. Wow, that's beautiful. Then next is color mixer. Now with the color mixer option, you get to tweak a range of 8 colors in 3 forms, that is in their hue, their saturation, and their luminance. So they goes from red to orange to yellow to green to aqua to blue to purple and then to magenta. So each color you're able to edit its hue and its saturation and its luminance, and then in each color from a particular shade of it to another shade of it. So from red, the hue goes from pink to a form of orange or yellow. Yeah, and then you can also increase the saturation of all the reds in the picture or reduce the saturation of all the reds in the picture. You see, it affects her lip tones desaturated when I reduce the saturation of the red, and then it also increases when I do the same thing. Now you can see that the rest part of the picture are not being affected. Any other part that doesn't bear the red color is not being affected by that tweak on it. Yeah, and then with this you can also, with the luminance rather, you can also increase the lightness or the shininess or how bright that particular color is. Yeah, endpoint is you just have to know and be sure of what you're doing. Yep. Then so color variations and all like that. So if I were to change this color, this background color, to something else, you'd have to trace what category it falls under. Seems more like green. Okay, doesn't seem green. I think it's aqua. Let's see. Yeah, it's aqua. It is aqua. So you could pull it down, and then she has a plain background. behind her, or I could also hue it down to green, yeah, and then have less light in it, make it more darker, or make the background more lighter, whichever my choice is. Now another quick tip I'll leave for you is, so after color mixer, the next thing is effects. And with effects, you don't just have to do so much. You can either add grain on your pictures, yep, yeah, both times that grains are needed for designs. If you know, you know. Yeah, and to the right side you have the white feather vignette, and to the left hand side you have the regular dark vignette. So this is just about tweaking images and elements of design to your preference. Most times I tweak as much as icons, as much as 3D resources, texts, and a lot of all these other things. What you just want to make sure is that your design blends very well. Everything is conforming in your design. Everything in the environment have correlations. Yeah. So it's been a wonderful time. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Share with your designer friends and stay tuned. Leave your comments on design tips you would like to see, and I'll do well to respond with videos, carousels, or Instagram posts. Thank you. Thank you.